Where are my loves? It's Knowledge Butterfly. It's always sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance on this Sunday. The last couple of days, I've been up like at 5 something, and it's interesting because normally on the quote unquote weekend, I sleep a little bit longer, so I might sleep at 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock. However, I've been getting up when the moon is shining. When the moon is facing the window in the room that I'm sleeping, I wake up. And it's because of this full moon. Like, I realize that when the moon hits, like, literally, like, right across from me, I wake up. And so that happened on Saturn Day, and it happened today. So I decided to go ahead and get up and stay up. Excuse me, I'm looking at this squirrel jumping around on the trees. I think it's amazing how squirrels climb on trees with such ease and no fear. It reminds me of the Avatar movie, how they're just jumping from tree to tree, sliding down the leaves and all that. But anywho, so definitely the moon, being in tune with the moon to know that it's right outside my window and I wake up. And so I'm up and boiling me some ginger tea right now because I've been on my Virgo energy as far as making sure that I am taking in greens, like a good amount of leafy greens, because I realize that the greens are a great supply of water, and also eating more fruit. The raw fruits are a great supply of water, so instead of you having to drink a whole bunch of water, you can take in more fruits and vegetables, and that'll actually help balance your water intake as well. So just, giving you guys some quick tips. Now, let me go ahead and jump into what this video is about. As you can see, I got my deep voice on. Sometimes it be a little bit more bass in my voice, and I realize that, like, I feel like when I'm more grounded, my voice gets a little bit deeper. Like, yesterday I went to the Natural Mystic Fair downtown Atlanta, off of Ralph David Abernathy, and it's actually a few buildings down from Willie Watkins Funeral Home, which is the funeral home that took care of my mother's body when she transitioned back in 2009. And it's amazing for me 10 years later to go down to that area and to not feel that energy of sadness, because that's the last place that my mother's body was at before she, was buried, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, well, one of the last places, because of course the church. But so it's a whole nother vibe and a whole nother energy for me. And I said before, like, that area, the West End area, is very up and coming. My grandmother lives not that far from that area, which is my mother's mother. So I'm very familiar with that area. And the Natural Mystic Fair was basically a lot of beautiful, divine feminine energy. I knew I had to go because that was a culmination of the full moon. So I knew that energy was going to be very magnetized, and for me to be there around that energy and surrounded with that energy was going to automatically connect me to my ancestors, connect me to new information. Because the download I got yesterday was that whenever we're learning new information, or what we like to call also reprogramming our subconscious mind, because we're taking in this new information, as well as doing positive affirmations, all that is called reprogramming your subconscious mind. But taking in that new information and reprogramming your subconscious mind is actually rewiring your brain. So it's rewiring the connections that you previously had. So when you're letting go of the way that you used to, you're breaking down these old connections that you used to have, and you're wiring it so that it's more optimal for your new self, who you're actually coming into. And that's not what this video is about, actually. However, I just wanted to say that's what I got from it. But it was definitely a beautiful time around a lot of melanated souls. And it was drops of color, because you had people who were quote-unquote Caucasian. You had some people that are quote-unquote Asian. So you had some different groups of people. However, it was nothing but love. Like, I felt a whole bunch of love there. And I actually got, I wanted to make sure that I was out there supporting, melanated businesses, because a lot of times we talk about it, but we don't be about it. We talk about how we need to come together, but it's nothing but talk. And that's actually falling on deaf ears if you're not putting any action towards it. So if you're just being passive, which means just you talking about it, but you're not being about it, then you're not really being supportive of any type of movement or any type of business. And Cecily, who is the owner of the restaurant where the event was at, it was in the backyard, right behind the restaurant. And let me actually tell you, for those who live in the Atlanta area, the name of her cafe is called Cecily's Raw Reality. Cecily's Raw Reality. And excuse me, I had on lip gloss yesterday, and I realized when I don't wear it, like, I actually feel like I need to moisturize my lips because that lip gloss be so glossy. But anywho, Cecily's Raw Reality, and she's a beautiful reflection of me. She, I see myself in her, like, to the highest degree. Like, I see myself of the person that I'm feeding. She is my spiritual mother. She's another one, my soulmate. She's a Sagittarius sun. She actually was born at the end of it. I was born at the beginning of the Sagittarius season. She was born at the end. And she was dressed like Brigitte. And it was interesting because I had an encounter with her when I was purchasing I think it's pronounced kombucha mimosa. And I saw her and I was like, "Hello, Baroness." And I said, when I was going to ask you, where's Baron Samdi? Because when I saw you, I saw Brigitte. And she was like, "You got it. You actually got it." That's exactly the energy that she had taken on, was Maman Brigitte, which is one of the pantheons in New Orleans, Vadon. Okay, so I saw that energy. She had the top hat on, and she actually had on like bell-bottom pants, and they were like the psychedelic pants with multiple colors. They were black. She had that darkness energy, that at the crossroads energy, that mother death energy, that Scorpio energies, and what she was taking on. It was really beautiful. And what I'm saying all this to say is that being at that fair helped me get even more clarity on how you materialize the things that you really want in this reality. I said before, you have to become it. And I'm not just talking about, because I talked about in the previous video how I had to become Saturn. I had to become my own disciplinary. I had to become my own boundary setter. I had to become my own master teacher. I had to become Saturn, okay? I had to become my own chronological timekeeper. I had to become Saturn, all right? My own maker of structures. Her becoming Brigitte, taking on the energy of Brigitte, allowed me to see her as Brigitte. And when you work with crystals, like, I have been working with rhodonite that's the crystal I work with the longest in the Leo season, and that's because I was doing some emotional clearing with that. So I had to become that rhodonite stone. I wasn't just using the rhodonite stone to take on the rhodonite's energy. I was becoming it, like in Steven Universe. If anybody's ever seen that cartoon, and you have pearl, you have amethyst. I think Steven is rose quartz. How he's learning how to become rose quartz. Rose quartz was his mother's stone. So that's showing you that passing on through that mitochondrial DNA. And so Steven had to become the rose quartz. We have to become every single thing that we say that we want to take on, basically, whatever energy we want to take on. And that actually comes from ancient knowledge. This is all ancient knowledge. And this comes from the no thing into something. This is turning no thing into something. So this is turning what we look at as no thing, no form, into a form. So even though we are in these forms, in these prisms, because I feel like at this point it's become a prism. It's a prison for people who don't know who they are. But it becomes a prism when you know thyself. Okay, when you know thyself, you know your worth, meaning you know that you are everything and that therefore you can have everything. So taking on that energy of the crystal that you're using, of the moon, when you're doing the moon rituals, you become the moon. When you are doing anything with the sun, you become the sun. When you're grounding yourself, you become the earth. On Friday, when I was getting myself ready, prepared to do my ritual, my full moon ritual, I was standing with my feet, no shoes, no socks or anything, standing on the ground. They call it grounding. It's also called treading idle. And so standing there, and I started saying, I am the tree. So I was standing next to the tree that was planted for my mother, and I started saying that I am the tree. I am the tree. I am the tree. And automatically, energy shot in through my earth star chakra, my feet, the balls of my feet, which is the soles of your feet, all right, which is a circular pattern in your feet. Like you have a circular pattern, or your fingerprints, you have circular patterns. They may not be visible in your palms of your hands and in your feet. It's your chakra pattern, because your chakra spirals, all right, like a tornado, okay. And so that energy started spiraling up through my feet, then my legs, then it connects right up to the center in your root chakra. So it's going from one chakra to the next, and it easily shot from the root chakra all the way up to my pineal gland, which is your organ. And your pineal gland, the organ, is connected to your crown chakra. Don't get it confused with your third eye chakra, which is connected to your pituitary gland. And I won't get into the science of that right now. Maybe that'll be a video that I'll be I don't want to say the word driven, but called to do. But if you want more information on that, actually, Dr. Elena Bay talks about that. He talks about the pineal gland, the organ, and that's literally your crown chakra. So the way I look at these organs in the center, and this is a whole other video, is that these organs that line up in the center of your body are your chakras. They are the densest form of your chakras. They are the physical manifestation of your chakras. You still have the different layers. You have different layers like an onion of your chakras. And the pineal gland organ is the physical manifestation of your crown chakra. So, anywho, I felt that energy shoot all the way up. And once that energy shot all the way up, I started to, it's really unexplainable. I just started to see a whole bunch of colors, all right? And these two eyes no longer saw anything going on around me. And it was the loudest noise, like the loudest noise. It just goes to show how noisy the universe is, and we don't hear it until we connect to it as one. So I say all that to say is that the Natural Mystic Fair, me connecting to the tree, and I also connected to a squirrel, and I literally lost control of the body. Like the body started to fall down because I lost control of the body, because I disconnected from the body and I was about to leave the body. I was like, oh, this is something I probably should do laying down, because the body was about to go, and it was a reminder that I'm not this body, because I literally, my consciousness was leaving this body and it was connecting to that squirrel, because I was like, I am the squirrel. Because the squirrel was chasing. I was like, oh, I want to chase. I want to be in the tree jumping around. Anyways, that's me going to a whole other thing. However, the main point of this video is the whole idea of divisiveness and being separate from each other, the illusion of separateness, is in order for us to be able to know thyself, in order to come back to realizing that we are still everything. It's to know ourselves in the particular vehicle that we're in and express ourselves utilizing this vehicle, but it's not to think that we are this vehicle, all right? We don't a lot of times realize that the person we're looking at is still us. So the Natural Mystic Fair, I kept reminding myself, this is a reflection of myself. And I see so many beautiful reflections of myself. That means that I am manifesting. I am manifesting my highest self, the best version of myself, because everything that I'm seeing now is lining up with that. All right, that's how you truly know that you are becoming that very thing that you have been desiring to become. And you start seeing it, and you start recognizing, you start acknowledging it, and you start being grateful and thankful for that thing. All right. I realized that I had started talking about my sound healing. So one of my reflections, her business is called Holistic Alchemy. Remember, back those who have been following me back during Cancer season, which is the season of my ascended house when I first incarnated. Right, Cancer is a sign of my ascendant when I incarnated. Right now, the sign of my ascendant is Aquarius and Pisces. That's what's in my first house for when I turn 40. And of course, it's going to change. It actually goes back to Cancer when I turn 41. But I will get into that. So, anywho's, my business is Holistic Energy Alchemy Solutions, and the energy that I have become is the Holistic Energy Alchemist, and that fits perfectly with the Pisces, Aquarius and Pisces being in my first house, me being coined that energy. Like, I start seeing the correlation with my solar return chart and what I've been coined. So you start to see affirmations, or confirmations, I should say, of who you are based upon affirmations that you said, based upon downloads that you received, based upon meditations that you've done. You start seeing that, like I said, materialize. She was a materialization of those things. And her business, like I said, is called Holistic Alchemy. Her email is holisticalchemy8, the number 8. My symbol, my logo for my business, Heal Soul, is the Ouroboros shape as the number 8, the infinity number, which is tied to my birth number and my life path number, because I was born on the 26th. 2 plus 6 is 8. And my full birthday adds up to the number 8, which is my life path number, which is my tarot card, the strength card, the number 8 card, which is also tied to my other birth card, the star card, the Aquarius card. 1 plus 7 is 8. And like I said, that's me bringing it back circle, because right now, like I said, when I turned 40, my first house was Aquarius, Pisces. So that Aquarius energy also being tied into it. So you just start to see, you start to connect things. That's the rewiring of your brain. That's how you start seeing the materialization, because you rewired your brain to start to become that energy that you have been working on speaking into your life. So all of the things, what I'm saying to you basically is to summarize, all of the work that you've been doing on yourself, all of that soul work, those positive affirmations, your meditations, aligning yourself with like-minded people through YouTube channels, watching my YouTube channel, watching other conscious YouTubers, people that are in the collective consciousness, reading certain books that you've been drawn to, connecting with your higher self, changing the way you think about yourself. All of those things, you start seeing that those were seeds that you planted, and you start seeing them, the fruit that you're bearing. So the fruit that I'm starting to bear, I'm seeing it in the material world. I'm seeing it in this physical realization. To see somebody who has a similar business thing, and I heard the word alchemy so many times. at the Natural Mystic Fair. When Cecilia was speaking, she was speaking the way that I speak. Some of the phrases and things she was saying were things that I had said on my YouTube channel. And I was like, this is me. Okay? This is me. Her physical body may be older. However, this is the me that I've taken on. And the way that I'm speaking is a materialization of the way that I started to think. All right? So Your thinking comes first, your speaking comes next, and then you materialize that thing as a physical manifestation of what you have become. So start looking at it that way. You are becoming exactly what you are thinking and speaking, for real, in a positive way, finally. And I can do nothing but give thanks for that. Like, this video is really about what you've done is not in vain. Just because it hasn't concretely crystallized yet all the way, it's there. It's already there on the other side. It's already there in the spirit world. It is almost here right now. Like, it's almost there, my Tiana, Princess Tiana. You are almost there. I am almost there. Like, actually, I am already there, and you're already there. It's just that with these two eyes, everybody hasn't seen it yet. But if you have an eye to see, like you have a true eye to see, you already see it. Like when you look at me, you already see it. When I look at you, I already see it. I was looking at a young lady, and then I'm going to close out one of my other reflections. I actually started following her on Instagram. I made sure I got an Instagram. I was going to get a reading from her just to support her. Like I said, I supported the sound healing. That's what I want to get in. Let me tell you about the sound healing, how powerful that was. She was only charging $5 first and foremost, was the minimum. And she asked me what I wanted her to work on. And I told her my sacral chakra, because I've been doing womb work. Your womb is your creative force. It's where your chi energy is stored, your life force, your sacral chakra. That's where your life force energy is. So I told her that that's where I want to focus, in my solar plexus as well, because that's my power. That's your Merlin. That's your magician. That's where your magic stems, right? That the Merlin magic, your creator magic, and your sacral chakra, and your root chakra, your manifestation. That's your physical manifester. I call it your physical manifester. That's in my Heal Soul packet. I have coined each one of your chakras and given them a powerful name, because you have to name these things and deify them in order to see them start to work for you. And anywho's, make a long story short, so I told her those two chakras. But then my right mind came in and said, you know what? But I am open to whatever. I said, however, I am open to wherever the energy feels it needs to move. So she first started at the soles of my feet, right? Which I had just told you on Friday. I had done some earthing, some grounding. And by standing next to a tree and picturing my feet as the roots of the tree, and my feet and the roots going deep down and connecting to the tree, and me becoming the tree, not me being separate from the tree, but me being one with the tree, and how the energy shut up my body. So she has this instrument that she utilizes, and I was very interested in that because that might be a part of expansion for my business. Actually, it's not. I know it's a part of expansion for my business, but in order for me to have an understanding of it, I need to have that experience. And at the same time that I get this experience, so this is a trading system. I'm getting an experience from my sister, from this queen, and then I'm giving her money to feed her family and to maintain liberty, you know? So she puts this instrument at the bottom of my foot, and it makes a clicking noise. I have my eyes closed the whole time so I can really internalize and take in this experience. As soon as she puts it at my right foot, my right leg shook. You know how, like, when you go to the doctor and they hit your knee to check your reflexes? This is an energy reflex check, all right? And so it started to shoot up my leg, and my leg jumped, all right? And she stayed on that foot for a while, and she moved to the left foot, and it wasn't as powerful as a jolt. However, it was still energy. Then she moved up to the top with my third eye and crown chakra. And then she moved to the center. My heart was palpitating, like moving at the same time, like very, very strongly. Not as strong when I did the grounding, because when I did the grounding, my heartbeat was like, I had never felt a heartbeat like that before, and I can't explain it to you, but it was very powerful. It was the heartbeat of the universe. It was a heartbeat of the all, of the everything, of the source. Okay. So, but my heart was just really, really beating. And then the then she kind of closed off and finished, and she started to ask me, so what was my experience? What did I feel? And I told her, to be honest, like, I feel like, because she told me, she was like, your feet, your earth star chakra, it got the most clearing, like it was what needed the most work, and she was right. And it's so divine. Everything is so divine because I do a lot of work on my 7 chakras. However, I do work on my earth star chakra just from walking around with no shoes on. But it shows that there is always, you can always go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in your energy work. And when she did that clearing, I know that that allowed me to set some firm roots for all of the things that I'm manifesting, like to really attach my roots to, get rooted in it, get rooted in my business, get rooted in my spirituality, get more rooted in who I am, because my business is my spirituality and my spirituality is my business. They're not separate from one another. Whereas other people who do businesses, they go to work and they put on one mask, they come home and they put on another mask. It's the same. I am the same as you see on this YouTube channel, that I am with my business in Heal Soul, that I am in my spirituality. There is no difference. The way that I love on myself is the same way that I love on other people. That's how my business operates, and that's how her business operates. And that's why I was magnetized to her. And there were many other vendors. However, I was magnetized to her in that healing work. She had that green energy, that Venus energy, and I called her Venus. I think her name is, I'm not going to mess it up, because I did take one of her cards, because I definitely I'm actually going to put Reiki on her energy to grow her business, because we are here to serve in those ways. And so I'm also going to put Reiki on my sister. I didn't get into her. And this is where I'm going to close off. I'm so silly. This is where I'm going to close off. I'm going to end with the other sister. So I contributed to multiple businesses, some with currency, with physical currency, and some with just learning about them and thinking positive energy about them. All right. So I was going to contribute and get a reading from her, but when I tell you, sister had people coming, that seat stayed filled. Her seat stayed filled. Before she even had a chair, people were standing getting their readings. That's how powerful her energy is. She is a powerful, powerful witch, a powerful bruja, a powerful sorceress, a powerful alchemist. And her Instagram name is Peace of Essence. So you can go check out her Instagram, Peace of Essence. And peace is like the peace sign, Peace of Essence. And when I looked at her, first thing I saw on her booth was her prices. They were very low. And I say this because same thing with the sister that I got the sound healing from. A lot of us, we are so much more worthy than what we are pricing ourselves for. All right. So she had readings for $10, and then she had the twin flame and like the divine readings for $22. So looking at those numbers, it piqued my interest, and I asked her, so could you tell me your inspiration behind your prices? And she told me her inspiration all had to do for the 22 had to do with the 1111. 22, of course, is a powerful number for me because I'm in a master builder year. Okay. And the master builder was master builder of myself, building the foundation of myself spiritually. All right. That's the first stage of master building, is your spirituality. If you are a true spiritualist. All right. And she explained to me, and her explanation of it had to do with the 1111, which is the portal and the gateway, which my perception and my take on it is that the 1111 is the bridge between our material world and our spiritual world. It's a portal and a gateway that's open between those two worlds. And when you see 1111, that is an opening for you to tap into that spirit world on a higher scale. All right, it's a portal. It's And portal is a feminine energy. It's like the woman's opening to um, to her lotus flower, her vagina, whatever you want to call it. It's the opening, the clitoris. It's the opening to the root chakra, right? Um, so anyway, she gave me her explanation of it, and it was the 11 plus 11, 22. And the spirituality of that was that we are that 11. And I loved her explanation. We are the 11 because we are the material and we are the spiritual. We are both beings. And so shout out Piece of Essence for that. It was a lot more deeper than that, but that's the gist that I got of it. We are that twin flame. Okay? Our spirit self is not even really here. Our true self is not even really here. And we're supposed to come to realization of that we are that spirit that is dwelling in the ethers, and we are here for a human experience. This is only a small portion, a fragment of ourselves. This is a broken down version of ourselves. And in order to get the fullness of who we truly are, to embody that, to get me bodied, to embody that, we have to learn the separateness in order to come back together to the one, to that one thing, all right, which is all things and no thing at the same time, all right. But I'm going to end the video on that note, guys. I just really wanted to share that with you. My experience at the Mystic Fair, some information that had been downloaded to me of us becoming the thing that we say we want. That's why you have to see yourself as already being that businesswoman, or see yourself having that house, see yourself having that car. You have to already be in the mode of knowing that you have it. And the only way to be in the mode of knowing it is to know that you are that thing, meaning to become that thing, become that car, okay, become that house, become that partner that you're looking for, that soulmate, that person that is the perfect reflection of who you are, right? So when you think about yourself, and this is the last thing, when you're doing any spiritual work and you are looking to manifest something, think about, first off, before you do any meditate before you do anything. Meditate. So you want to cleanse your physical body. You want to meditate, because cleansing your physical body is consecrating it. All right. It is clearing out any negative energy and allowing yourself to be an open vessel for this new energy to come in that you want. All right. And then the second thing is you want to meditate. You want to meditate because let me go back to the first thing, in cleaning yourself. Because I not only clean my body, but I clean the room that I'm going to utilize. That's why a lot of people use sage, or they use some type of incense to clear out their room. Because one, they're not only clearing out the room from the negative energy, they're raising up the vibration to the vibration of the thing that they're utilizing. So if they're utilizing sage, they're raising to the vibration of sage. And shout out Queen of Yin. That's another one, another beautiful queen. And Yin is spelled Y-E-N-N. And her Instagram is Queen Yin Gems. So Queen Y-E-N-N Gems, G-E-M-S. Shout out her, because she was breaking down the moon cycles, and she broke it down in a beautiful way. And she also broke down the energies of everything, and how when you're working with certain things, that energy is what's either going to propel you to manifest what you want, or it's actually going to kind of like slow it down. Because if you're trying to manifest money, you actually should be working with certain herbs. Like I knew from watching another YouTuber, her name's not coming to mind right now, but she talked about cinnamon and bay leaves, and it was patchouli. Those are three off the top, but there are certain herbs you should be working with in order to manifest money. There are certain herbs you should be working with in order to manifest love, and so on and so forth. So she talked about that. But it's truly setting the mood. Like, you set the mood when you about to be intimate with somebody. You got the music, you got the candles. You setting the mood when you really into this spirit and you really doing the work. You setting the mood. When I did that work with my sister, I set the mood in the room. I consecrated and cleansed my body, Florida water. I consecrated and cleansed my candles that I use, Florida water, sage, whatever you're using to cleanse and clear it. I clean up the room. I put everything in its place. That may include vacuuming, making the bed and make sure that it's perfectly made, cleaning off my altar, cleaning my altar with the palm oil or whatever that oil is, that wood oil. Like I said, incensing my space, cleaning out the energy, opening up a window so you can let the negative energy out, and let the energy that you want to come in. All of those things are setting the mood, setting the stage. It's like a play. If anybody's ever been to a play or even watching a TV show, they have to dress the room in order for you to believe the story that they're telling you. In order for you to believe the story that you are creating, you got to set the mood, you got to set the tone. And it comes also with cleansing your body and setting that tone. And even the colors that you put on when you're doing the ritual. Or you can be naked. I've done that before as well. But setting the mood and the tone, all right? And then the second thing is you want to meditate. Meditation is to clear your mind. It's to allow the proper directions and instructions to come into, so you can actually know what you should be doing when you do your ritual. I do a meditation because my meditation tells me the type of ritual that I'm supposed to be doing. It tells me what clothes I need to put on, the color clothes I need to put on. It tells me what candle I need to use in my ritual, what color candle. It tells me what type of incense I might need to use. It tells me if I need to go stand in front of this tree and do the ritual. It tells me the things that I need to write down, because the next thing you're going to do after that is you're going to set your intentions. You're going to write down your intentions. So it tells me the intentions I need to set. Then I set my intentions. I write it down on a piece of paper. All right. Then I seal it either with a sigil. I sign my name. I put hearts to send love, because I put unconditional love in every ritual that I do. All right. I give thanks for everything, and then I go and I do my ritual. And once I do my ritual, that ritual is divine. It is absolutely divine, and I become that energy. And I give thanks to my ancestors and every bit of energy that's helping me through my through my ritual. I give thanks for it. I burn my paper, and burning your paper is, I've said it before. I said it before in one of my videos talking about rituals. It might have been the one about Taurus, my full moon ritual in Taurus. But I burn that paper because that smoke, first off, those are elements that you're working with. Everything that I did, when you're consecrating and cleansing your space and cleansing your body, you're dealing with the air or the smoke, all right? When you're consecrating and cleansing your body, you're dealing with water. When you are dealing with, in your meditation in that space, you're dealing with ether. When you come out, when I come out and I'm doing my ritual work or whatever, I'm dealing with fire, okay? Because I'm burning up the paper, and the paper is earth, all right? So I'm burning up that paper, that earth, and I'm turning that physical thing into a spiritual thing, to go up to the spiritual through that smoke. And then therefore that spirit, then what goes up must come down. It's going to come down. And when it comes down, it's going to come down in a physical manifestation. And that literally was a channel, y'all. So I'm going to end the video on that note. I really give thanks, guys, because this video, I didn't intend for it to be this long, but like, I flow with spirit. I don't flow and put a time restraint on these videos, because I'm dropping knowledge and giving you guys gems. And like I said, I went to the Natural Mystic Fair, so of course there's energy that I took on from all of my reflections around me. Like, they definitely gave me life. People either give you life or death. So whatever you are surrounded, some people are surrounding themselves with death. I surround myself with life and light. You know what I'm saying? And the darkness, but the higher side of that darkness, because that darkness is truly light too. All right, it's just on the other side of the spectrum. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to end the video on that note. I thank you guys. For the ones who actually watches the video to the end, you got a gem at the end. You got a gift at the end. Like, you got life at the end. Actually, you got life throughout the whole video. However, at the end, that was a real channel, guys. I can't even tell y'all. It was a real channel. So I thank you for staying to the end, because, you know, you got a blessing from it. And I give thanks for you guys for tuning in, for, you know, vibing with me. And for those who are new to my channel, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on the button in this video. I have all kind of information in my description box from my social media channels, so you can link up with me on social media. and I have 3 different ones right now, and you can see that at the bottom. Also, if you want to donate and send a love donation and support my channel, I have the 2 options that you can send love to me from that currency, because everything is currency. All right, so that form of currency. Also, if you want to get a free consultation with my business, Heal Soul, you can send an email, and I have the email address at the bottom for my business. So I appreciate you guys for tuning into my video. I appreciate you guys for your love and energy and your positive thoughts and your positive energy, including your likes and your comments that are beneficial for my soul growth and beneficial for your own soul growth. Thank you guys. Peace.